Hey friends, welcome back to Llama Mama Kayla's Yarn Tube. I'm Kayla. Thanks for stopping by and hanging out with me today. It is Easter Sunday, and I hope you're all having a wonderful day. I hope you're doing something today that brings you joy and happiness. I am sitting here cranking out some parts for a knitted project that I'm going to be putting together, and so I thought I would just chat with you guys while I was doing that. So that's what you're going to see all throughout this video is me spinning some stuff out, taking it off the machine, and chatting with you guys. I hope you are enjoying your Easter Sunday. So today I had plans that I was going to go to church with Dakota and Carlton this morning, but my plans got changed. I sat up all night sick, nauseated, and just was not feeling well at all. And I wasn't able to lay down and get some sleep until about 8 this morning. And so when I was finally able to lay down, I turned the alarm off on my phone, which I would have needed to be getting up about that time to get dressed to, go to church. So I decided I wasn't going. I needed some sleep by that time. I didn't want to go sit up in church falling asleep and embarrass them. Embarrass them with the crazy mother that's falling asleep in church. So I got a little sleep, and Big Daddy got up, and I don't know what he did while I was asleep. I assumed he watched some TV and just piddled around the house doing whatever. And so I was thankful to get some sleep, and I felt better when I got up. I wasn't, as nauseated and all. So that's good. And so now I'm just, spinning some projects out, some pieces out. They all go to the same project, but I was just spinning these out and getting them done. And this yarn that I'm using right there happens to be Big Twist Value in the colorway Hot Pink, and it is a very bright pink. You'll see there next to that skein of the hot pink, you might see a light pink laying there. So that is my main color of the project, and this hot pink is a contrasting color to go on this project, and so it's very hot pink compared to that pale pink that I was using for the main project. And here I'm taking that off the machine, and you can't see what I'm doing, but that's okay. The video's not really about taking that off. I did try to get the camera so you could see a little bit of what I was doing, but at the angle I have to hold this to make it easier for myself was not easier for the camera, but it is what it is. The video's not about that anyway. So be sure to tell me in the comments below, what have you done today? Did you see family or do things with family, go to church? Or was you at home doing something, What did you do that brought yourself happiness and brought joy into your life? Excuse me. Tell me all about what you did today for yourself. Sometimes we have to do that, Sometimes family gets busy doing things on their own, and they don't realize that, people who are at home all the time aren't getting out and doing those things. And so people get so busy and caught up in their life that they just forget. It slips their mind. They don't mean it, but it happens. So anyway, the animals are all taking naps around me right now. Sassy's on the floor by my feet. I don't know why she's laying right there, but she is, which I guess that's better than up on my desk in my way. And Sissy is over on the piano, and Phoebe is in her puppy bed taking a little nap. She always lays in her puppy bed, and she has her nose sticking out just enough where she can see out of it, under the blanket, and she can see what I'm doing. If I move around or anything, she can make sure that, I'm not leaving her or anything like that. Anyway, this project that I'm working on is going to be quite large, I'm afraid, and I really wasn't planning on making it this big, but I think it is going to be a big, large project, which is okay. But I was trying to get some smaller type items in my booth. And so I saw some things in my booth yesterday, and I just feel like I need to get some stuff put together and get up there to my booth. The month is passing us by. It's the 20th today. And we will be hitting May before we know it. It'll be May. And then kids will be getting out of school, and summertime will be here, people taking vacations and things like that. Now, I don't know how my booth's going to do in the summertime when people are taking vacations and saving up for stuff such as that. My booth might not do as well, and that'll be okay. Sometimes that happens, so we'll just see, play it by ear and see what happens. Big Daddy did love his Easter basket, and I'm going to have to share a picture with that. I don't have one, I don't have a picture of it right this moment. But Big Daddy did like his Easter basket. He said it was cute. And he's like, when did you get that? And I told him, I said, well, I got the basket one day when I ordered groceries a good while back, probably a month ago. And then I told him, I picked up the candy at Target. So anyway, and that's all we've been doing today. Big Daddy's been back there, and I heard him cranking out a tube on the bigger knitting machine back there. I'm not sure exactly what he was doing, but he was cranking out a tube back there, and I've been in here cranking out some little small, I wouldn't say tubes, but some small little parts that will eventually be a project. Had to get something to drink, which I need to do now anyway. Try to clear my throat up some. I'm still waiting to see if these meds that the doctor put me on are going to kick in and help with the reflux and all that. So hopefully it will. Fingers crossed. Say a little prayer for me that this medicine does kick in and start helping, because I don't know how much more I can take of that, which I don't have a choice. I have to deal with it. But I'm really hoping this medicine kicks in, because it is really bad at times, and I don't know, I can't stand it. It's horrible. I was trying to get the knitting machine in a position that might have been easier for you to see, but it was harder for me. So I had to move it back down. I was trying to keep it in a position where you could see what I was doing, but it just didn't work out well for me. But I have all the pieces for that particular project done, and so now I can get it put together, and that will be a video coming up very, very soon. I had to do 6. Right now I'm working on getting 6 of those little pieces done. And so I finally got them done, y'all. Spoiler alert, I did get them done. But now I've got to go back and close up the ends and get them all ready to put together for my project. And I think it'll be a cute project. So have any of you guys been checking back with your JoAnns to see what yarns they have and the yarn sales and such. And seeing if they got any big twist yarn in or anything. I hear some JoAnns have been getting some shipments in from warehouses or such, so every now and then some JoAnns may get new yarn, but they're trying to sell out the yarn and get rid of it. I have been to Shreveport twice since then, and I haven't been back. I haven't made any stops by there, even though we were very close by each time. I just didn't go. I guess I'm done with them. I guess I'm done with JoAnns. No, I just didn't feel the need to keep going back and checking and all that kind of stuff. When I was there, yarn was on sale for 25% off, but most of it was gone. There was very little big twist yarn there, and I knew there wasn't any more posh yarn unless they got some in. They might have got a shipment in, I don't know, but I don't know. I'm just done with it. I wasn't in the mood or whatever to just keep going by and checking each time I went to Shreveport. I don't have a JoAnns local to me, and so I was out of town, but I was close by. But I just didn't feel like it was something I needed to do. But some people might enjoy doing that, going back and checking and seeing if they gotten new yarns in and new colorways and such. And some people's JoAnns might have a cheaper sale as time has went on and it gets closer to closing the doors. They might be marking the yarn down a lot more. But in my instance, the yarn was only 25% off and a lot was gone already. It wasn't much. Well, I would say it was very, very little big twist. It was some of the other brands and types of yarn. There was some of that left, but people were really buying it up, even at 25% off. So I imagine when it went to 30, or maybe it went to 40, I have no idea. But I imagine it went on sale for more. People were even buying it up faster and faster. But anyway, like I said, I just didn't have any desire to keep going back. Big Daddy had asked me, do you want to go by JoAnns and see what they have? No. So we would choose to go to Ollie's instead. But I don't know when the last day for that JoAnns is. It's probably soonish. I don't know if you have a JoAnns in your town, when is it closing down? You can tell us in the comments. I don't know when that one is closing, but it may be closed by now. I don't know. But anyway, it is sad that we lost a great store, not only for yarn, but for people. Oh, excuse me. Not only for yarn, but also for people who quilt and were used to buying their material at JoAnns. That was a big hit too. My Michaels is carrying some material, and Hobby Lobby has material, but I think they downsized their material section because it just doesn't seem like it's as much or as big as it used to be. But I did notice that Michaels was getting in material, and they had some bolts of material, and I don't know who cuts that. I just thought about that. I don't know if you buy the whole bolt or if somebody's cutting it. I've never seen a table or anywhere in there where someone is set up to cut yarn at Michaels. So I don't know about that. I may ask next time I go. Surely you don't have to buy the whole bolt of yarn. They do have some yarn that's kind of folded up and rolled up that you would buy the whole thing. But then they do have some big bolts of yarn. I'll ask about that next time I'm in there, just to see, is somebody cutting that yarn for people? Because now I'm very curious. And my neighbor had said she was going to get some stitch yarn to make something for her daughter. So I'll ask about that. Anyway, in the beginning of this video, you probably saw me use my little drill piece on this machine, because on that one I was cranking out 30 rows, I believe. And now on these pieces, I'm only doing 8 rows, so it doesn't warrant using the drill. I can just crank that out with my hand real quick. It doesn't take but a minute on this little machine to get, you know, all the way around and get around. Now, Big Daddy said that on the big machine, I think he said it takes 13 cranks. You have to turn that crank 13 times all the way around to get 1 row. That is a lot, really, isn't it? That is a lot. But he has been enjoying cranking out some big tubes for me on that machine, so that I can, you know, put things together. I do the smaller pieces in here on this little Addy, and he's been doing the bigger pieces back there in the den while he's watching TV. It's not that big a deal for him to just sit there and crank out some rows. Except sometimes he can't remember how many rows he's supposed to do, and he does way too many. Like on one project, he was supposed to do 72 rows, and he forgot how many rows he was doing, and he did 130. I was like, no, it was supposed to be 72. He's like, oh, well, here, you can make something big. But he used up the yarn that I was wanting to make the 72 project out of. Anyway, and I've got to make some more of these little platypus. The little, I was trying to show you in the camera. I forgot I was doing a voiceover. Silly me. The little platypus that I had done a while back with the sea glass yarn and the tangerine bill and tail, I sold all those in my booth, and so I've got to make more of those. Because they did sell really well, and so I want to keep those in stock, since, you know, it's a chance that they might sell well. And it is cute. It is really cute, so gotta make more of those. So if you do make small amigurumis for sale for either craft markets or ever how you might sell your items on Etsy or whatever, what is your most popular amigurumis to make? So far, mine has been the Perry the Platypus that I just told you about, and frogs and axolotls. I think that has been my most sold items. And so I'm making some more axolotls, some more frogs of different sizes. I wasn't expecting that to be a big seller, but I did not sell Easter stuff. Like, I think I sold a bunny cupcake last month, but the little rabbits and Easter stuff that I did, which I didn't do a whole lot of them because I didn't know how well they would sell, they did not sell. But to me, Easter rabbits are not just for Easter, they're for all year long. I mean, to me, I don't know. Maybe some people see them as just an Easter thing. But I think the reason why my Easter stuff didn't sell is because the store was just so saturated with Easter items, cheap. lots of cheap stuff, because it was stuff people had, maybe their kids, or they had picked up at different sales and stuff, and they had them marked down to, things for like $1 and $2, and you just can't compete with that. Plus Walmart was and Target had huge, Easter selections of cheap stuff too, $3 and $5, and you just can't compete with that. So I think for me, my best bet is to do unusual stuff that you're not going to find at Walmart or in every other booth at the store. Lots of people had a ton of cheap Easter stuff. So I didn't sell any rabbits. And I did have quite a few in my booth, but like I said, people was able to buy stuff cheaper. So that's just the way it is. It's the way it rolls sometimes. But I'm gonna make some more things and small amigurumis, just not theme related for holidays. I think you can get holiday stuff much cheaper at Walmart, Target, or in other booths at the flea market. I hope you're all having good weather. We are expecting rainstorms tonight. I don't know how bad it's supposed to be, but I guess it could get bad. We're supposed to have rainstorms tonight, and we're supposed to have rain every day this coming up week. So lots of rain. The bad part about it is we still kind of wet. Our Washita River is at flood stage, but we're not in any immediate danger. I don't mean that at all, but the water is really up high at the Washita River, and also Bayou Lafourche, which is past my house. It is full and kind of draining back this way just a bit, but we don't feel like we're in any danger, so please don't take it that I meant that. It's just we've had a lot of rain and we have a lot of water. So I hope this week we don't get so much rain that it, makes the Washita River flood, or Bayou Lafourche, which is right here by my house. What happens is Bayou Lafourche will get backed up and start backing up towards my house, and the rain from town is coming through this way, and eventually those waters will meet in the middle and there's nowhere for the water to go except up. Once it has spread out as far as it can go, then it just starts going up. But anyway, I don't feel like we're in immediate danger for that, like I said. But we're keeping an eye on it anyway, because it is a concern. And you never know. You just never know. So we always keep an eye on the flooding and the how much water is in the Washita River or Bayou Lafourche, because it does affect us a lot when it gets too high. But if you're in the line of storms coming through, please stay safe. Don't take chances with your, life in the storms and such. So stay safe, friends. I think I was trying to check here. I was trying to check on my computer to see if I did the right number of rows, or what did I need to do. How was that turning out? Because I had to do 6 of those little pieces for one part, and then I had to do 4 more pieces for another part. And so I was just trying to make sure I didn't, do too many or not enough. I needed to have the exact amount, 6, 10 pieces in all, but the pieces were like, it didn't say just make 10 pieces. One part of the pattern said to make 6 pieces, and then another part of the pattern said to make 4 pieces. So I was just trying to make sure I was doing it right. Sometimes patterns, can leave you a little bit confusing, can be a little confusing and leave you confused. I'll tell you about this pattern whenever I am putting it together. It is not by the same person who did that Knitters Express or Express Knitters. It is not by that same person. It is a different pattern, but I'll tell all about it whenever I actually do a video on this project and putting it together. Anyway, guys, I hope you all enjoy your day. Do something that brings you some happiness. If you hadn't already today, fix yourself a little treat and, you know, find something that you like to watch on TV or work on a project. It doesn't have to be crochet. Maybe you like to do diamond painting or something like that. Now, I've never tried diamond painting. I just think it would be too tedious for me and a hassle, plus dealing with all those little bitty pieces. I would be done spilled those, and I'd sweep them up and put them in the garbage can, because there's no way I'm going to try to pick those up off the floor. So I've never tried diamond painting, but some people do it and make some really beautiful, amazing pictures. But some people may have different hobbies that they're doing. Maybe they're coloring or doing some kind of art with paint or something. But do something today that brings you happiness, whether it's sitting down reading a book or taking a nap or whatever. Please do something for yourself today. Which I may end up going and laying down and taking a little nappy when I finish recording this and get it uploaded, because I did lay back, finally laid down at 8 this morning and took a bit of a nap, but it wasn't long enough. So I feel like I could lay back down for another couple hours. If I could lay down for 2 hours, I think I could get up and really do something today. Today is Sunday, and that's usually our day that we go through and bless the house. And what I mean by that is that's the day we go through and clean up a little bit more than just putting stuff away. It's when we actually, wipe down stuff and put stuff away, but yet do a little bit more cleaning than just surface cleaning. So I gotta get up so I can have the strength to do that. So I might need a little bit of nap before I try to clean up. But it is our Bless This House Day, and so got to get that done before tonight. Do you have a certain day that you clean house, or you just clean house a little bit every day? Which we do every day, but on Sunday nights we usually give the house a good cleaning. Well, bye friends. I hope you all have a Thank you so much for joining me today. Glad that you stopped by to hang out with me for a little while. And like I said, I hope you have a wonderful day. Remember, it's a beautiful day to crochet or do other special hobbies that bring you happiness. I will see you all in the next video, friends. Love you all.